Continuing from last week.
Me like this, next year I'm turning 30. And sometimes I get freaked out. I'm like, wow. Sometimes I even tell my parents, life is not going according to plan, according to schedule. And sometimes it even makes me think about, or maybe right after service, I should have gone to do my master's. I shouldn't have worked. I should have gone to do my master's, come back and come and hustle. Or maybe I did the wrong course in school.
I should have left the country.
I should have left the country. Like, look, I wasn't a traveling freak. Like, I want to travel abroad. But this year, when I've been struggling to get a job, and I've seen the nurses going like that, I'm beginning to wonder, would I have made a great nurse?
You're a man. I mean, you meet a girl at an event or you meet a girl at church, and you guys hit it off. There's a vibe. You know that there's chemistry, no doubt. She likes you. You also like her. Like, you look forward to chatting her up. And you can't even afford to take her out on a date. So you take the number.
Keep it online.
Yeah, you take the number alright, and sometimes you don't even feel like calling in the first place because you don't want to start something that you can't keep up with. And sometimes the way you saw her, like the way she's pretty and she presents herself, you don't want to even get to the point where she'll ask you, hey, so what do you do? Because right now sitting here, I look like
You look like money.
Yeah,
You
I look
smell
like I'm
money.
doing something, yeah. But when they ask that question, I dread that question from ladies a lot. Like,
No.
yeah,
But when you
seriously.
were working at the airport.
Oh yeah, I boldly telling them, I work at the airport.
I work at the airport.
Yeah, and I didn't even
No flinch.
I wasn't afraid of dates and all that. Like, but now, once you tell a lady you're not working, you realize that the conversation just dwindles and goes sideways. So you don't even want to start any relationship at this moment because you're unemployed or you're broke. I mean, some people can be unemployed but not broke. But you're unemployed.
There are
and
levels.
broke. Yeah, there are levels depending on your background.
Unemployed and broke.
Yeah. So you're unemployed and broke.
Unemployed and has savings.
Yeah.
Unemployed and living with their parents. Unemployed and no rent. Unemployed. Oh, it's different for everybody.
It's different from everyone. So even it affects your relationship in terms of your love life as well.
Well, for me, when you talked about, last year I was unemployed, and I'm still unemployed. And I think last year December I was recording a video with my friend Awudi, and the very place we are recording at, my phone fell on a step, like the other steps, and then my phone blacked out. I didn't realize it was a screen problem. And when I found out the price of the screen from the Apple shop, I'm telling you, when I got home, I just went to the washroom and I was crying. I was like, God, why? My phone is spoiled. You also know I don't have money to repair
fix it. Yeah.
You know that my parents are pensioners, and you know that I can't go and ask anybody for money to repair this phone. And I think I fell sick too. It wasn't long after I fell sick. I had this. What was wrong with me that time? I don't remember. But the good thing was my parents supported me. And one challenge I'm having right now in my life is, like, I don't want anything to go wrong. The reason why I'm calling it a challenge is, like, because I'm unemployed, I can't afford for certain things to happen to me, like my phone spoiling, because my phone is like my office. I used to record content, I use it to apply for jobs. Like my phone, I think last year like this, my phone battery was spoiled for the longest time. I could not repair the phone battery. I was struggling. And then as someone with lived experience with bipolar disorder, I need to be on daily medication, not like occasional medication.
Yeah.
Every single day I need to take mood stabilizers and antipsychotic medication. And these medications are not cheap. Like right now, the cost of one of my medications is like 5 cedis, 90 pesos, 6 cedis, they're about. and then the other one too, it also has its cost. And me, the quantity of milligrams I take, they are a lot. So while a friend of mine may be taking 1 tablet of a medication or even half, I'm taking like 1,000, 200,000, like.
Yeah.
And look, I'm telling you, if my parents were not here, I don't know what I'll do. And me, right now, it has gotten to a point like I've had a tap to hear, because now the medication has gotten so expensive that back in the day, like years ago, 100 cedis could buy medication for me for like months and months supply. But now 100 cedis doesn't even do 1 week supply. Like it doesn't cut it.
Yes.
So you can imagine how frustrating it is to have to go and ask for money for, I think it was a few days ago. I'm like, what's like the sickness, like what kind of sickness is this? A sickness that takes your money. So like even right now, when I get the little money I have, money that maybe I probably want to save or something, at the end of the day, when you are looking at your pill box and you see that you have to, you would definitely want to try and support your parents. And there was a time in my life when I go to church, I don't really sit down and be doing calculations. So like when it's offering time, baby.
Okay.
Now, when it's offering time, I'm calculating. What do I need to do to this week? Where do I need to go to? And sometimes I'm like, God, I don't want this to be my life forever. Like, I need, like, if you bless me, you can be assured that I'll not be sitting here and be doing this calculation.
Yeah.
But you don't know why this happens. Triggers again, like even people sometimes, they make me, the people that annoy me sometimes are the people who come to you with jobs that, like, they don't realize that, like, job opportunities, like, oh, I saw, like me like this, I don't want to go back to teaching again.
Exactly.
So sometimes when people send me teaching jobs, like, if I'm cool with you on that level, I'll immediately tell, please don't send me this job, because it's not something I want to go back into. And sometimes people like that may be offended that, oh, they are trying to help you.
You're being picky.
You are being picky. But the thing is, we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses.
Yes.
And there are certain jobs that you go and do, the money will not cut it. Like the way we're talking about, you go and stress yourself, and at the end of the day, the money you get is very little. So what was the point? Then it's just better I stay at home and do something else which would rather help me than to go and struggle. And I'm not saying struggling is so good, but look, sometimes you also have to value yourself. Like, I mean, sometimes when I'm there, I'm like, I went to school. Yes, I went to school. Because of all the education I have or the work I've done, especially in the mental health field or wherever on YouTube, I have a certain brand, I have a certain value. And I respect the value on my life. So if I say I do not want to depreciate that value, you shouldn't be angry with me if I say I don't want to do this job. And it's not that I'm looking down on any job. I know what works for me. Sometimes when I'm there, I'm like, look, if it wasn't for this condition, there was a certain kind of job that I would have wanted to go into. Maybe I would have wanted to join the forces. I would have wanted to, air hostessing. I know some, like, I don't have the build of, I know I don't have the build of an air hostess or whatever, but some airline companies may want me. But look, I have bipolar disorder. I can't be on some kind of flights which affects my sleep cycle, my sleep patterns. There are certain jobs that will not help me.
Yeah.
So people have to understand that, yes, like someone may say, oh, unemployment, like I don't understand why you are unemployed, because there are jobs every day, but the truth of the matter is that there are jobs and there are jobs.
Yes.
Yes.
That is very true.
There are jobs and there are jobs. It sounds crazy, but there are certain jobs that will not, like there are certain jobs they might not even pay your SNIT, or they want to pay you with an envelope, and they don't want to pay your, which one is the other one, pension, and all those things. They do you get it? Mm-hmm. So sometimes we are not doing this video to say like we are just ranting, but we are just letting people out there who don't have jobs know that we know what you are going through. We understand the struggle, we understand the frustration, the pain. was it maybe a month ago or so? I just had a suicidal thoughts. You know, and
understand.
yeah, and these suicidal thoughts, how did they come about? It's like I was just saying to myself, look, if right now I go and write on Facebook, hi guys, my name is SNM. If no one here gives me a job, I'm going to kill myself. I know people will reach out to me and their job offers might come or whatever. That because I'm not saying anything, everybody thinks I'm cool. And me, I'm not the type to come and let you know my account balance or my mobile money balance.
That's
Or
the
dress
thing, like,
wretched or
if you
look wretched.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
They can't really tell that you're going through something.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, you can't tell that I'm going through something.
Like people even be like, nah, this dude is lying, like he's cool. Sometimes you come out with a certain kind of look and people don't realize that you have even thoughts of killing yourself. But someone will be like, kill yourself because of a job. But I mean, like Wisdom said, a job gives you purpose. A job keeps you see, sometimes even working keeps your mind engaged that you will not even go and be thinking about.
Yeah, that's true.
When you have work to do, why will your mind be thinking about suicide when you know you have a boss to come and account you and all of that? And even, you know, as young people, you know, right now I feel like I've been on a very long vacation. I mean, since I didn't get a job till now, I've been on a very long vacation. I just want that vacation to end. And right now, me, I think even if someone was giving me a job, now I want a remote job because I've been on vacation for too long. Or a hybrid job where I go to work sometimes and work from home sometimes. Yeah. But also, I want to ask you, what keeps you going? Like, because I don't know if you're like me who has had a suicidal thoughts before or like, I know you've been depressed before.
I've had suicidal thoughts. Like, what's the point? Sometimes I ask myself, what's the point? Because you've tried everything you could and it's not working. So what's the point? So sometimes you feel like just ending it, like, so that you don't be a burden on your parents, don't be a burden on your siblings and people around you. Just end it and everything ends there. But let me make a confession here.
Oh, we love confessions in the quarters.
So, like, you see me right now and I look okay, I look good, right? But I'll be honest with you, I might look like a well-to-do person with this beard and this haircut, but it's just because I'm trying to be economical, honestly. Like, this haircut, I just talk to my brother, he gets a couple of shaving sticks and he does it for me and I'm done. With a beard, I don't want to spend money at a barber shop almost every week, so I just leave it as it is. Luckily for me, it looks good and people think like, oh, big man. You look like a big man. But I'm just trying to be economical. That's how I look. That's how come I look this way. So it's because it's not a matter of choice, but it's like necessity. Yeah. And what keeps me going? I do have like a support system. I have friends who call to check up on me. I have friends who I can talk to when it gets overwhelming. Like, one of my friends I talk to is SNM, and she gets it. Like, she totally
in the
gets it.
same boat.
Yeah, and it helps take away the pressure. And I mean, it doesn't always solve or take away that feeling, but sometimes it just reduces the pressure in your mind, like the mental pressure a little bit. What keeps me going, I really don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know what's coming next, and when I wake up, I don't know when this thing is going to end.
It's like a never ending.
Yeah, but I'm in
nightmare.
it. I'm alive and I'm in it, so that's what keeps me going. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. But let me ask you, like, I've had female friends who talk about, I had a female friend, like, she's very attractive and all that. Anytime she goes for an interview, they want to sleep with her before they give her the job. So as a female, like, in terms of gender, I mean, the experience might be different. They might be more receptive to you in terms of the job offers, but sometimes have you ever encountered the sex thing with regards to employment before?
Well, for me, thankfully, someone will say I'm picky, but I apply for jobs in a particular area. So most of the time, I don't get into situations with such people because we have usually those organizations that I apply to, they have safeguarding policies. So in a case where I should later come and report, those people will be held accountable. So I've not been in that type of situation before, and I feel like even if I'm in such a situation, I wouldn't accept the job, because if you are sexually harassing me when you have not yet given me the job, when now I become like your full-time staff, you have access to sexually harass me anytime, anywhere, and it will be like a daily struggle for me, because I know, like, when I'm at home, I'm thinking about the fact that on Monday I have to see you, and how am I going to strategize my life in a way that to avoid you, not to offend you. It's like a mental battle going on every day, and I can't deal with that, to be very honest. And it really breaks my heart when I hear like people go through that. I mean, with all the stress you are going through as an unemployed person, the desperation, the frustration, then now you go and meet an employer who is telling you this. And sometimes, I must say, it looks like a nice offer on the table, and sometimes it can be sometimes people make certain choices that there are excuses. I have no choice.
Yeah, depending on how desperate you are. Like, you've been unemployed for so long, you're like, just this one time, one little sacrifice, then I'll get out of my situation. Like, they're willing to do whatever it takes. Well, if you're watching this episode and you've had such an experience, please share with us in the comments.
Yeah, I would love to hear that. And I must also say that there are also certain very good jobs in Ghana and maybe probably outside the country that I forgot to say, but they sort of shoot you up in life. So if, let's say, after school you were earning a salary of how much should we say? The shooting salary. I like to call them shooting salaries. Like, you just finished your national service, you are earning 3,000 a month. I mean, there are so many things you can do with that money. But there are also some salaries that they don't really shoot. Like, it's like they shoot, but they don't really go. But there are some salaries that are like skyrocketing.
And now those cost 90 salaries. Like,
yes.
It just caters for the transportation and your feeding. You're left with nothing.
Yes, nothing to save.
Yeah, nothing to show for the work that you do.
So sometimes, to be very honest, I don't envy my friends who are employed, because some of them are like, they have loans to pay for, and then they also have the cost 90 thing where they are going to work. All their money they are earning is just for transportation. So to me, I don't see how that brings any joy or anything, because the main reason why I want to work is to have a regular source of income, to be able to save and to be able to make an impact. But if I have to just do the cost 90 thing, it doesn't cut it for me. Yeah.
But then again, it depends on the where you work. Like, I mean, if Nestle gives me a position for free.
Nestle, the way we've mentioned them today, they have to reach out to us, or we will reach out to you.
Like, Nestle gives me a position for free. I would love to have them on my CV. Like, I would gladly do that, because it's an international. Yeah, so when it's on your CV, it looks really good as compared to somewhere it's like a dead end job. It's cost 90, they don't pay you well, and even their name or that experience on your CV doesn't really impact your life in any way.
It's not reputable.
I tell you.
Yeah. And somebody will come for wisdom and say that, oh, we are picky or we are throwing shade. No, I just feel like at a certain level in your life, you've done enough volunteering, enough internships. Now you want to create something for yourself. You've been helping other people to create. It doesn't make you a selfish person or a lazy person or a bad person. Sometimes you have to also look out for yourself. Yeah, and it's okay to want more. You're not talking about more in a greedy kind of way, but you have to look at what am I building for myself? Like, what do I have to show for
Everything that you're doing.
Everything that you are doing, everything that you have worked for.
Where you got into in life, what you have to show.
Yeah. Me like this, next year I'm turning 30, and sometimes I get freaked out. I'm like, wow. Sometimes I even tell my parents, life is not going according to plan, according to schedule. And sometimes it even makes me think about, or maybe right after service, I should have gone to do my master's. I shouldn't have worked. I shouldn't have worked. I should have gone to do my master's, come back and come and hustle. Or maybe I did the wrong course in school.
I should have left the country.
I should have left the country. Like, look, I wasn't a traveling freak. Like, I want to travel abroad. But this year, when I've been struggling to get a job, and I've seen the nurses going like that, I'm beginning to wonder, would I have made a great nurse?
So that you go back and you're like, you regret. Like, you should have. That regrets too sometimes weighs you down. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done it this way.
I should have done this course. I should have done that. And I saw this funny meme that this year they were like, unemployment can hit you so hard that sometimes you even feel like going to start your own police station because nobody is employing you, nobody is hiring you, nobody is minding your CV. I remember there was a time I even sent a CV to an organization. Maybe I sent the CV at 2:00. Somebody replied by 2:05, and they required, like, what they wanted, I already do it. Like, they needed someone who creates content and all that. I realized that the person didn't even read through my CV because they felt I'm not coming from a communications background, like journalism and all of that. And I'm like, this person didn't even read my CV.
Yeah, I mean, within 5 minutes.
And somebody will be like, and you know, I support all these CV workshops and those things. Me, I attend. I'm still learning, and sometimes they will say, oh, the reason why your CV is not strong enough or powerful enough is because you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this. We are trying. Wisdom and I are not giving you the license to just like be a lazy person, but we are just talking about sometimes the realities on the ground, how you can, work really hard, put yourself out there. You're putting yourself out there, and it's like nobody is seeing you, nobody is acknowledging you. And for me, one of my greatest fears, I think, started, August. I was like, September, October, November, December.
So
Lord,
this year,
so is this year going to end like last year? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Target the company you want to end up in, or the role that you want to end up in, and find out what they need, and try and groom yourself to fit that role. Find a way to get in, volunteer, internship, and just stay there. Find a way in. Or either you go outside and get a top-up, get a master's degree or something, or develop your talent in something and see that you can explore that. You can also go into entrepreneurship.
Honey.
Yeah, I had a wonderful experience in the honey. It's a very lucrative business, and it doesn't really need that much capital. So you can find businesses that have low capital, and it can give you much more revenue that you can survive on. And you can also do certain things to boost your CV, like add certain skills that would boost your CV, like content creation and all those things. When people see that on your CV, it also boosts it. And try and learn as much as you can. I mean, read around. You never know where that information might come in handy.
For me, I would say that use this season of your unemployment to the best, like use it the best way you can. Sometimes when I'm there, I feel like the reason why maybe I haven't gotten a job is this is just my season to do certain things. Maybe God knows that if I have a job, I wouldn't complete certain tasks He has asked me to do.
I'll end with this, like prayer works. Like, pray.
Faith.
Yeah, faith. Pray as much as you can. I mean, sometimes you don't even have the zeal to pray.
Because you prayed and then you didn't get the job.
Exactly.
Or your pastor laid down so
and nothing happened. But you know, just keep praying. One day you look back and you're like, oh, I used to do this. Like, you even forget the struggles that you went through.
And for me, I would say that the advice I'll give to you as an unemployed person is that yes, you are going through a lot, but also make sure that you cherish this season of your life. Right now, look, I've been on the longest vacation of my life. Like, even school vacations were not this long, but I'm trying my best to use this period of unemployment like to relax a lot, relax and learn more. I have so many books I've read during this period. I've also been applying for jobs while doing so, and then improving on many different levels my content. I've also like thought of things, collaborations with different people, and then try as much as possible to not make a rejection a death sentence. Because me, that was what was happening to me last year. Like when somebody, a company or an organization rejects me, I got to a point I started asking my friend of mine, is there something wrong with me? Because it began to look like the reason why they are rejecting me is because of me as an individual. But I later on came to the realization this year that look, whatever reason I'm rejected for, like rejection is just redirection. A friend of mine said I should take it like that. Redirection. God wants me to be somewhere, and it happened with one of the jobs I applied for. Like I really wanted to be there, and I later on found out that that organization is closing down. So even if I had a job,
you would have lost it.
So my point here is that, like, make sure that you relax, calm yourself down, and then don't take it personal. I mean, that was what I was doing last year. I was taking every rejection personal, to the extent that, like, when they send me the rejection email, I am just in a hurry, like I said, to go and read the bottom, and I will later on brood over it, meditate upon it, think about how, like, all the many ways in which I'm not good enough, and it made me really look down on myself so much. So I just want to encourage you that, look, the reason why I'm unemployed, sometimes it's not about you, sometimes it's just not your time, it's not where you are meant to be, or like, what advice do people give us all the time? God is going to open a bigger door of opportunity for you. You know, sometimes it becomes like really cliche. You are tired of it. Sometimes I even get tired of it. My mother will say those things. I'm like, I've heard this how it's not happening. But please, start small, but get your fire back. Start small, get your faith back. Start small, encourage yourself in the Lord. Because at this point, what I put in my head is, God owns all the companies in the world. So if anybody will hire me, this man will connect me to someone. So I should just relax. I shouldn't worry. My time is gonna come. And of course, when my time comes, it's not gonna be easy for you. I'm gonna share my testimony. I'm going to share we will share our testimonies. Yes. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned a lot.
Don't give up. Have someone you always talk to. Someone who understands, not someone who will bring you down.
Yes.
Always talk. Don't keep it inside.
That the talking really helps.
Talk to someone. Have a circle of friends that you can always confide in and talk to and express your feelings without being judged or brought down. It also helps a lot. So don't give up. Keep pushing, and you will always. It's like water dropping on a stone. One day you realize that the stone will break through. So just keep pushing. I haven't given up, so you shouldn't give up.
Yes, you shouldn't at all. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that share this video with someone, and we hope that you had fun. When you come back?
Oh yes, I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys again. I had fun spending this time with you. Of
course.
And I hope we can have more things to talk about and express ourselves, our experiences. And we hope everything that we discussed helped you in some way or pulled you through that difficult moment. And give us some feedback.
Yes,
If
would love to hear
anything
from
that
you.
we said, like you can relate to it, it helped you in any way, got you out of depression or something, or you're depressed or something, just write it in the comments and we'll see how we can reach out to you.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.